The 2018 Rezvani Beast Alpha X Blackbird. Rezvani Motors was originally founded in 2014 in Orange County, California. In May of 2015, Rezvani released its very first model, the Rezvani Beast, a low-weight supercar based on the Ariel Atom. The company has released a series of new models in the years that followed, including an SUV called the Rezvani Tank, and now it's introducing a new top-of-the-line iteration of the Beast called the Alpha X Blackbird, which sits atop 4 other models, including the Beast, Beast Alpha, Beast X, and Beast Alpha X. Rezvani says this latest model is even more hardcore than those that came before, once again combining impressively low weight and high horsepower to make for the quickest, most powerful vehicle Rezvani Motors has ever built. Continue reading to learn more about the Rezvani Beast Alpha X Blackbird. Rezvani Beast Alpha X Blackbird exterior styling. The whole thing is constructed from hand-crafted carbon fiber to keep it as lightweight as possible. Outside, the Rezvani Beast Alpha X Blackbird uses an aesthetic penned by Samir Sadiqa, the same award-winning designer who also crafted the Rezvani Tank, the Ferrari Zesri, and the Cadillac Seville. Rezvani's CEO, Faris Rezvani, provided direction on the design as well. The whole thing is constructed from hand-crafted carbon fiber to keep it as lightweight as possible. Check out the drivetrain and performance for more info on the lightness aspect of this vehicle. The styling is extremely aggressive, with a broad, flat, curving nose section, high-rising fenders, and deep-cut intakes. Forward illumination is provided by a set of high-intensity LED headlights, which are mounted in 2 thin housings just underneath the long hood line, placed low to the ground and following the curvature of the front splitter. Equipped with the X package, the exterior also gains some lime green detailing bits around the front fenders and side. Up top is a removable targa roof to provide you with extra headroom if the driving conditions call for it. The profile is dominated by a set of deep-dish 18-inch forged alloy wheels, which come with a black finish as standard, as well as a riveted construction around the outer lip. You'll also find a unique sidewinder door design to aid ingress and egress. Basically, this door design will slide towards the nose of the vehicle, rather than up like you get with scissor doors, or out like with normal doors. Rezvani describes the exhaust note as muscular and exhilarating, adding that it can be heard for miles. So yeah, your neighbors are sure to love it. In back, we find a unique squared exhaust tip, which is set in the center of a deep diffuser and mounted just above the pavement. Rezvani describes the exhaust note as muscular and exhilarating, adding that it can be heard for miles. So yeah, your neighbors are sure to love it. Stretching between the rear fenders is a thin taillight housing strip, which comes with a smoky tint that adds a cool stealthiness to it. Finally, the Blackbird is draped in a mirror black metallic paint as standard, which is exactly as it should be. However, if you want something with a bit more flash, Rezvani also says it'll deck yours out in a custom paint job, if desired. Rezvani Beast Alpha X Blackbird exterior dimensions. Rezvani Beast Alpha X Blackbird interior design. Step inside the cabin, and you'll find a minimalistic, simple layout, with very little to offer in terms of extraneous luxury. Step inside the cabin of the Rezvani Beast Alpha X Blackbird, and you'll find a minimalistic, simple layout, with very little to offer in terms of extraneous luxury. The whole thing is clearly focused on providing as much feedback as possible to the driver, with as few distractions as possible along the way. Interior color options include black, camel, orange, and red. Carbon fiber appears to be the dominant material throughout, used for the door panels and the trim pieces, among other bits. Options include even more carbon fiber pieces here and there, while the optional hand-crafted contrast stitching added around each leather panel gives it a splash of extra premium feel. Leather floor mats with unique stitching can be had an extra $650. Meanwhile, the X package adds in a leather and Alcantara steering wheel, with complementary lime trim along the rim of the steering wheel echoing the exterior aesthetic. When equipped with the optional sequential transmission, the steering wheel also comes with carbon fiber shift paddles along the sides. An all-carbon fiber steering wheel will run you an extra $1,500. The seats come with an ergonomic design and, according to the automaker, just the right amount of padding. These sitters use a fixed back bucket design, and should do well to help keep you in place while slinging through the corners with vigor. Full carbon fiber sitters with manual adjustments are offered for an extra $5,000, while the sport leather seats are an extra $3,700. Behind the steering wheel, drivers will get their info via a digital racing instrument cluster, complete with a set of shift lights. Behind the steering wheel, drivers will get their info via a digital racing instrument cluster. Offering programmable display modes, the screen also comes with a series of shift lights for perfectly timed cog swaps. If you need a few extra technological niceties on deck, then the options list also includes an Alpine infotainment hub with Apple CarPlay support, which mounts an 11-inch touchscreen centrally in the dash. Pricing for this adds another $3,500 to the price tag. Rezvani Beast Alpha X Blackbird drivetrain and performance. Powering this beast is a turbocharged 2.5-liter 4, which is a bit of a break from the traditional turbo V8s you see in most modern mid-engine supercars. Mounted in the middle of the Rezvani Beast Alpha X Blackbird is a turbocharged 2.5-liter 4-cylinder powerplant, which is a bit of a break from the traditional turbo V8s you see in most modern mid-engine supercars. With tuning done by Cosworth, the British-based performance company best known for its Formula One engines and high-spec road and racing cars, the high-strung 4 comes equipped with a ton of extras to support the Blackbird's big power claims. These include new racing-forged pistons, rods, cams, and valves, as well as new springs from Carrillo Racing. With every sigh of boost sufficiently intercooled and subsequently stuffed into the cylinders, the Blackbird produces upwards of 700 horsepower. That's a huge amount of muscle from such a small engine, and it's a 300 horsepower upgrade over the standard Beast Alpha and 100 horsepower more than the standard Beast Alpha X. All told, this thing can provide some truly neck-snapping acceleration, with Rezvani quoting a 0 to 60 mph time of 2.9 seconds. Compared to the standard Beast Alpha, the Blackbird is much quicker, undercutting the older model's 3.5 second 0 to 60 time by a significant margin. Rezvani didn't disclose the model's top speed, but if we were to guess, it should be close to that magic 200 mph mark. Every pony is routed to the rear axle thanks to a new 6-speed sequential automatic transmission. The Blackbird is the first car to come with the company's new 6-speed sequential gearbox, and it costs an extra $15,000 to equip. Alternatively, you can also get yours with a 6-speed manual, if desired. One of the Blackbird's greatest strengths is its ultra-low curb weight, tipping the scales at just 2,100 pounds. One of the Blackbird's greatest strengths is its ultra-low curb weight, tipping the scales at just 2,100 pounds. Much of that is down to the chassis, which comes from a Lotus Elise. Paired with all that carbon, it starts to make sense. Finally, the brakes come from AP Racing. If you need even more stopping power, the Blackbird is also offered with optional carbon ceramic units. Rezvani Beast Alpha X Blackbird prices. Limited to just 5 examples total, pricing for the Rezvani Beast Alpha X Blackbird starts at $225,000, that's $96,000 more than the standard Beast Alpha and $46,000 more than the standard Beast Alpha X. Each purchase also includes a 1-year unlimited mile warranty. Rezvani Beast Alpha X Blackbird competition. Noble M600 Speedster. If you're looking for options in the low-weight, high-powered boutique supercar segment, then the Brits over at Noble are offering this, the M600 Speedster. Like the Blackbird, the roof is missing from this one, but the power is all correct and present, with as much as 650 horsepower and 654 pound-feet of torque hammered out thanks to a twin-turbo 4.4-liter V8 behind the cabin. The Noble is lightweight too, tipping the scales at just 2,645 pounds. The interior is a bit more dressed up than the Blackbird as well, arriving to the party with high-end upholstery and a pleasingly well-executed layout to boot. Of course, all this goodness doesn't come cheap, and pricing is therefore a bit higher than the Blackbird, starting a bit north of $350,000. Read our full review of the 2015 Noble M600 Speedster. Spiker C8 Preliator Spider. If you're looking for a bit more flash and style than what's offered with the Blackbird, then Spiker might be the way to go. Inspired by the world of aviation, Spiker's vehicles are unique creations in the segment, looking at home on either a ritzy boulevard or at a private airstrip. The latest C8 Preleator Spider is no different, and it's got the performance specs to match, coming equipped with a naturally aspirated 5.0-liter V8 powerplant from Koenigsegg pumping out 600 horsepower. Throw in a 6-speed manual transmission and a carbon, aluminum space frame chassis, and this thing can move, topping out at over 200 miles per hour. Then, of course, there's the incredible interior spec, which gets drenched in high-quality switchgear and detailing. Beautiful. Read our full review of the 2018 Spiker C8 Preleator Spider. Final thoughts. To make this thing any more testosterone-fueled, it would have to be made from steaks and beard hair, and you'd have to win a bare-knuckled boxing match to start it. When you give your car a name like Beast Alpha X Blackbird, you make a certain number of very specific promises, namely savage performance and head-twisting speed. After all, if you're giving a nod to the SR-71 Blackbird spy plane, a machine that, in its day, pushed the very limit of what was technically possible in a jet aircraft, you better come proper. Unsurprisingly, Rezvani isn't blinking. The Beast Alpha X Blackbird truly lives up to its name, said Rezvani CEO, Faris Rezvani. Our design team worked closely with Rampage Jackson to come up with the perfect vehicle to match his signature style and beast-like personality. For those of you who may be unaware, Quinton Rampage Jackson is an MMA fighter, actor, and retired professional wrestler, as well as the former UFC light heavyweight champion. Born from the vision of a pure driving experience, the Rezvani Beast Alpha X Blackbird edition was designed with one thing in mind: brutal power. So then, it was inspired by both a physics-twisting supersonic spy plane and an MMA fighter, and it was built for the sole purpose of producing brutal power delivery. To make this thing any more testosterone-fueled, it would have to be made from steaks and beard hair, and you'd have to win a bare-knuckled boxing match to start it. The choice to go with a turbo 4-cylinder seems a bit odd. We're definitely loving the performance spec, after all, who can argue with 700 horsepower? Still, the choice to go with a turbo 4-cylinder seems a bit odd, but we're guessing the feeling of all that boost coming online is a bit like hitting the afterburners on the actual Blackbird. So even if it doesn't come with an 8-cylinder rumble, and even if the interior is sparse at best, the Blackbird is still an impressive effort. Love it, very low weight, huge amount of power, definitely outrageously quick. Leave it, 4-cylinder exhaust note and power delivery, Spartan cabin space, still very expensive references. Read our full review on the 2016 Rezvani Beast. Read our full review on the 2016 Rezvani Beast Alpha. Read our full review on the 2018 Rezvani Tank.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.